Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Emre. Before I start the video, I want to say that I hope you, your family and your beloved ones are perfectly doing well during this hard time that we have been through all across the world. I understand that it's a very hard time, but we all should keep that in mind that this is gonna pass, this is gonna be over soon. Since so many people are home and probably bored at home, so we can do some things in kitchen to fulfill our leisure time. One of them actually, which is very useful, is to stock some food or some things that we can use for our foods. For instance, chicken stock. So today in this video, I'm gonna try to show you a very simple, very easy way to prepare some chicken stock. I'm gonna keep it super easy and super simple, so you're gonna be able to use it for so many different varieties of dishes or foods that you prepare. And I'm gonna prepare it in a pressure cooker, so you're not going to have to cook it like for 6 hours, 8 hours in a normal pot. So if you are ready, if you are curious about it, let's go see how to make it. What I'm gonna start with is heating the pressure cooker. So I turned on the, I shouldn't do that. I turned on the stove, so I'm gonna wait for approximately 1 minute and then I'm gonna put the chicken inside. This is chicken carcass, 1 kilo of chicken carcass. Even though I have only, as I can see, 8 parts, it weighs 1 kilo, actually slightly over than 1 kilo. So obviously the deceased was a fat one. The chicken carcass into the hot pan, or the skeleton of the chicken, whatever you call it. The reason why I do that is that when they meet the heat inside the pot, they are going to release their juice, their fat, all the beautiful things that we want for our stock. So this is a must for me. I'm going to leave them like this for a few minutes, then I'm going to flip them over so I can sort of like caramelize all parts of the carcasses. Do you see that chicken fat boiling underneath? It's amazing. When we see that color that I showed you and also the fat underneath that's boiling, it means that we can add the vegetables. What vegetables I'm gonna use? Firstly, 1 large onion that I just chunked. You can cut it the way you like it, doesn't matter. 1 large carrot. Only 1 clove of garlic that I just like pressed on it with the side of the knife, and 2 celery stalks. These were frozen. They are just like melting right now because it's not something that I use every day. This is why I freeze them, and when I need them I just bring them out. The celery for me is the second must in my chicken stock because it makes it so rich and perfect in flavor. The other thing that I freeze is the yellow parts that I normally do not cook when I cook leek because I just do not like them. They do not get perfectly soft. They do not really have the perfect taste of the white parts of the leek. This is why I just cut them. I just chop them like this, and I freeze them. And when I'm making chicken stock, they're perfect because we do not actually need the actual root of the white part of the leek, but green parts do the job perfectly. Now I can get to the seasoning. Well, for seasoning, I'm going to use only 2 spices. One is 1 tablespoon of rock salt. Salt is important, rock salt is even more important because it makes it more durable and it makes it more richer in flavor, so it's very, very important. And when you use rock salt, you can make sure that you can keep it in your freezer for longer, so it's a perfect protection for your chicken stock. And the second thing I'm gonna use is only a few black pepper seeds, 6 or 7 black pepper seeds, I guess they are called. Yeah, black pepper seeds. I'm not gonna use more than that because then the stock is going to be bitter, so this is just perfect. I know, and probably you know that so many people use so many more spices like cloves, like allspice, sage, rosemary, so many different things. But for me, chicken stock should be in a way that I can use it for so many different recipes, like for soups that I make, which is of course amazing to use in soups. For the Turkish pilav, the Turkish rice that I'm making. So the herbs or the spices that you put inside is going to make your alternatives, your options more limited. This is why, as I told you in the beginning of the video, I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can. And this is the simplest way that I've ever tried. But being simple does not mean that it's not useful or it's not delicious. Believe me, this is going to be one of the best chicken stocks that you will ever have tried. I guarantee you that it's even way better than so many chicken stock brands, the expensive brands that you can buy from the markets. So please give it a try, because you're going to feel and eat the actual basic chicken taste in this stock. And what's next is putting the water, 1.5 liters of water. It's just normal tap water, it's cold, not hot. By the way, what I have here is 1 kilo of chicken carcass and 1.5 liters of water. It's only because that my pressure cooker is the smallest one. It's I think it's written somewhere there. It's only 3 kilograms. So if you have a bigger one, if you have a wider one, you can double or even triple these ingredients, so you will have more chicken stock. Close the lid of the pressure cooker. But I'm not going to close the steam stick now. And I'm going to put it over the bigger flame. And I'm gonna wait until it boils. Then I'm going to close the steam stick and lower the heat as much as I can. Then I'm going to cook it like that for exactly 2 hours. Hello again everyone. As you noticed, this is a different day because yesterday I was shooting the video in the night and I had a small camera problem. This is why I couldn't finish the video, so I had to leave it to this morning. But everything is perfectly fine. As I told you, I cooked the chicken carcass, or the chicken stock now as it is. I cooked it for exactly 2 hours. Now we can open the pressure cooker and check how it is. As I said, I cooked it last night. This is why I don't have anything to do with the steam stick. But you need to be careful about it. So let's open it. Look at the beautiful color of the stock. It looks and smells amazing, believe me. And I want to show you how well it is done. Look, even when I'm lifting them up, look at this, how soft and nice it is. Next thing to do now is just to drain the stock. I'm gonna put some of the good parts like this aside to eat them later. I'm trying to skim off the excess fat from the surface of the stock because that's too much oil. No one can eat that much. And doing that, I'm using a ladle, but the ladle, I need to show you, but the ladle is quite thin like this. So it makes it even easier to skim off the fats. By the way, I'm gonna skim off the fat, but not all of it. A huge amount I got rid of, like this. But there is, if you can see now, but there still is a thin layer of fat over the surface. I'm gonna explain why. Now to protect them, to prevent them, I'm gonna put them in my freezer to get them frozen, and like that they are not going to get expired, and I'm gonna be able to use them forever. Well, not forever, but for a long time. This is why I'm gonna put them in this kind of paper cups, paper glasses, whatever it's called. These are quite cheap, that you can find in any grocery store. They are like the Starbucks cups, or you can even use Starbucks cups. If you do not want to throw them away, you can just wash them and you can perfectly use them. This is what it is. And I'm using these paper cups because I do not want to use any plastic. I do not want to put them in plastic cups, or I do not want to put them in you know, like so many people do in ice cube trays. And there are two reasons for that. The reason one, they are plastic, and I do not want to keep them in plastic for a long time. The second reason, they are too small. For a pot of dish, when I want to use them, I have to use like at least 4 or 5 of them. And I have more than 1 liter chicken stock. This is why I'm gonna need a lot of ice cube trays, and I do not have that many, and I do not want to have that many ice cube trays in my freezer. This is why I'm using these cups. The reason why I kept some of the fat over the surface is that, you know, when I pour them into the cups, some of the fat is going to be frozen over the surface of the stock, so it's going to be a natural protector. This is why I'm not gonna have to close them with anything else. But they are not going to give their smell to the freezer, or they are not going to get any smell from the freezer because of that fat layer over the surface. So as you can see, I put all the cups on this ice cube tray of my freezer. And what I did was to, by the way, my freezer is a mess. I'm so sorry about it. I didn't have any time to declutter it, so do not mind it, please. So what I did was that I removed that small ice cube things, you know, from the freezer. So what I have here now is this space. And when I put them over this tray, and when I put the tray in the place, these paper cups fit here perfectly, and this is how I keep my stock perfectly protected. I thought it might be a useful tip for you as well. So for now, this was all, everyone. I hope you like this recipe. I hope you are going to try it. You saw it's super easy. So I wish you a happy and healthy day, a healthy month, a healthy life. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.